It's casual, not formal. It's hosted by Rory Pendlin. Oh, with Jonathan and Renee in tow. It's time to start the show. 1, 2, 3, go!
Wow. I still see the It's Casual Rory Penland logo. Am I on? I was going to say this is the first time we actually started with the theme song, and it all worked out just the way we hoped it would. And well, I'm a little box over to the side, I think. But we have an interesting show for you tonight. If my cohorts in crime, John Phipps and Renee Jaworski, are there, go ahead and bring them on up. Come on in. Let's chat. Let's talk, shall we? Everything froze. Oh no. Did everything freeze? Am I still going? I can't do anything. You're live. Talk. This is so typical of my show. Anyway, no, actually, these kind of gremlins, the real big badass gremlins, they happen. You know, they happen every now and again, and I'm used to it. And okay,
Here
there's
I
Renee.
am.
There
Here
she
I
is.
am. I had the now people who have MacBooks know. Am I here? Can anyone see me?
Big Pharma. Okay, I'm back on now. We have had a crazy kind of week, all of us, this past week. There's a lot of COVID going on out there, and you know, the Omicron, and everybody's catching it and that kind of thing. And luckily, a lot of people are vaccinated, and it's not a big deal. It's like getting the flu, just a regular flu, you know, or a regular cough, and then they're over it in a few days. Unfortunately, they're contagious still. So let me move that over. So this company keeps trying to call me. We have on tonight two very interesting guests. One is a good friend of mine, my publisher, Lee Anderson, and we also have our musical guest, Curby Alexander, which we will bring him up in a few minutes. I have a huge, great announcement to make, and that is that I have a new show coming out called General Howitzer's Big Monster Briefing Room. And the way it works is, and it's going to start next Thursday, a week from this Thursday, February the 3rd, I believe. And what we're going to do is we're going to announce the show, and we're going to give a link to a movie that you can watch, an old movie, an old monster movie. And then the general, who treats them as training films, and his partner, Major Hazard, are going to talk about how they would kill the monsters in the movie. And they're going to let you, the audience, chime in and say how you think you should kill the monsters in the movie. So hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. 30-minute show. It's going to be real quick. There'll be comments about the movie. The first movie is going to be Godzilla versus the Sea Monster, otherwise known as Ibra, Horror of the Deep. And that's going to be the first one. And we're going to have a lot of fun talking about that, I hope. And I'm hoping that it'll be a weekly show and that we'll have a lot of fun talking about monsters and robots and triffids and giant gorillas and all kinds of good stuff. So zombies, you know, so whatever. Again, there's a lot of movies out there on YouTube that we can link to, and we should have a lot of fun. It should be kind of like a mini Mystery Science Theater kind of thing, but with a kind of a military angle to it. So I'm looking forward to that. Renee, do we have a video to show? One of our regulars. Is that out there?
I have to reload it because everything died.
Understood.
So I will get that for you, but I think you might want to hang out with Curby for a minute while I do that.
Or
if
hang
you
out with
want to hang out
John.
with Curby. You can hang out with John. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Oh, John said.
We'll find out what's
Wait,
going
no,
on with him. He's got some shows coming up he can talk about.
John, do you want to come on? Yes, no, I can see you, John. Yes, no.
I know he's had a rough day
He's
today.
saying, okay, yeah, I think he's indisposed. I think he's busy
Okay.
right now. So
All
why
right.
don't we go to Curby and let me get our video loaded? How about that?
Okay, we'll go ahead and cut into Kirby's interview with that video in just a minute. All right, and
It
hopefully
might
he'll
be
be okay
fun
with
to
that.
have Curby. I think it would be fun to have Curby react to that. Like, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, because he doesn't know that he doesn't know this person, so.
Oh, he doesn't. Okay, well then,
Yeah.
for surprise, it's cool. Okay,
This will be new
all
to
right,
him.
all right, that is awesome. I love it. Okay.
And again, before we
Shall I
went
bring him up?
into show, and we were talking to Kirby before the show, I could see in his eyes, he was like, "Oh my God, what have I gotten myself into here?"
It's not usually like this unless it's live TV, right? So when it's not, like, we do programs that are not live TV, and it's not quite as exciting. Jonathan prefers the tape shows. For me, I get off on this. I'm a weirdo.
I like the
I
live.
love the adrenaline.
I like the live.
I like the live. I like how
audience.
something always goes wrong. The audience is here. It's interactive.
I like the
see
audience
Sandy
telling
is
us
here.
what they think.
You know, Lorraine is here. Charlie is here. It's so cool.
It's exciting.
I think it's fun. I think it's really awesome stuff, But yeah, there's a lot going on in the Tardonverse, of course. We have all kinds of shows. We have like over 20 shows now. So
I'm starting a painting show, Painting with Rory, on Wednesday nights at 10:30. Started last week. And I'll be on tomorrow
Rory
night,
is an amazing painter, and he also has the iconic art
I'm
project.
Not. I'm a lousy
No, you
painter.
are. No, you
I'm a lousy
are.
painter. And I know it.
You're actually not.
I admit it. I mean, I go out there on YouTube and I see videos of people painting stuff that looks like photographs, for crying out loud. And then I do my kind of Van Gogh, ugly looking stuff.
No, that's so not true, though. No, that's not true.
I think my abstracts are interesting, but I'm not going to do that every show. I'm going to do different things every show so that I keep it fresh.
I do like the abstracts that are very modern, where you put the tape over it, and then you sort of paint over it. That is so cool. I love that. But I love your portraits too. I mean, I've seen Tom Petty one. The George Harrison one was iconic. We're going to do some
monochrome. We're going to do some splatter paint like Kandinsky. We'll try different things just to keep it fresh. So.
Yeah, I think that's all really, really cool stuff. We have so much, we also have Diane Call. I don't know if she's in the audience, but she has a show called Powered by Women. Yes. And she recently interviewed Olive Chiacchia, who recently came onto the Tardon Media Network, and that is going to be published very, very soon. But that was fantastic. Olive runs All Us Media, and it focuses
Olive's
on body.
Really a go-getter. I mean,
she's a really... you were in the company meeting, right?
A Tardon meeting, yeah. So
a Tardon meeting, I love that. Yeah, and Olive is.
And I think Diane should rename her show "Badass Women," which was a.
Yes,
did you see the magazine cover I put in the room?
Yes,
that I saw from the shelf.
I love
that. Said
that.
"Badass Women."
Yes.
Diane.
Diane is a badass woman, and Olive is too. And you know what? Olive has a show now. Speaking of Olive Chiacchia, she's on at 9 p.m. So we have like an hour break between It's Casual and Abundant Artists, which is Olive Chiacchia, and she talks about manifesting your destiny and your dreams and going out and getting it. That whole badass woman thing that you're talking about. She talks about how she does it. Yep, she's on Tuesday night too. She comes on like an hour after you. So she'll be on tonight. So everyone, go get yourself something to eat for an hour at 8 o'clock, and then come on back for 9 o'clock, and we'll see if I can fix my cord a little bit better. And if I can't, it's all right. Looks like it straightened itself out. So
okay. Well, let's
good.
Go ahead and bring Curby Alexander up, and I'll start asking him some questions while you're getting that video ready.
I'm going to go get something special. I'll go get it. I'll put in the chat when I'm ready. Okay, here he comes. This is Curby Alexander. Hello, Curby.
There he is.
Hey, how's it going?
Wow. And we're talking about my friend as a publisher. He's going to be coming to us from a bookstore. Look behind you there, all those books.
Yeah.
So you're very, very well read.
I've read most of them. But yeah.
Okay, now let me explain to everybody why you have come on the show, or why you've come to me.
Yes.
We had a very lovely songwriter, singer on my show named Cherish Alexander, and she is my cousin-in-law. She is the wife of my cousin Clifford Bailey, who's an artist who I've been trying to get on the show. He won't do it. But she said, "Hey, I've got this cousin. He's got these funny songs that he does." And she said, you got to check him out on YouTube and maybe have him on your show. So I checked out your videos on
Yeah.
YouTube, and I really liked them. I dug your songs; they were really funny.
Well,
So
thank you.
I reached out to you, and at first I thought I was just going to play the videos on the show, but then I said, you know what, I'll have him on the show. We'll invite him on the show and have him talk to us and tell us about, you know, his songwriting and everything. So I'm glad to have you here.
Well, thank you so much.
So where do you hail from?
I currently live in Fort Worth, Texas. I grew up in Casper, Wyoming, and I moved around a lot in between. So I guess like where I'm calling in from now is Fort Worth, Texas.
And what was I going to ask you now? Brain twist. I had something I was going to ask you based on that question, and now it's gone. But anyway, so again, you are the cousin of Cherish Alexander. You are the full-blooded cousin of Cherish Alexander, and that's our connection. And what kind of songs how would you describe your songs?
You know, I've always called them just my silly songs. You could say maybe they're educational songs, although I don't know what you would learn from them. Maybe you learn a few things about grammar or math or something like that. But they're all just songs that I wrote when I was a school teacher and interacting with my students all the time. I would get inspired by things they said or things we were learning, and I would just start to kind of jot things down, and it would almost always turn into some sort of song, but then I would come back and share with them either the next day or the next week or something like that.
Okay. And how long have you been doing this?
Oh, gosh. Most of these songs I wrote 25 years ago, so I've been doing this for a really long time, but mostly on a very small scale, singing for classes of students. You know, when my friends' kids would be over here, or my own kids, when their friends were over here, I'd sing for them or I go to their classes. So been doing it for a really long time, but just on a very small scale.
Okay. All right. Are you prepared to sing one for us?
Oh, of course. I'm always ready to go.
Okay, great. I was hoping so.
Yes.
I was hoping to get you to a couple of them on the show tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess I'll start off with probably one of my favorites. So I won't introduce it. I'll just see if you can what it's about. I am a verb, they say I get around, well that's the truth, as far as I found. Verbs tell action and you will see, for me to do nothing is not my personality. Nouns are people, places, things like dancers and Dallas and diamond rings. And then I arrive, and out of the blue, I'll give them something to do. Like what's that one animal that lives in your backyard, barks all the time? Oh yeah. Your dog can sleep, walk, run and hide, dig a hole, go for a ride, chase a ball, beg at the door, eat his food and come back for more. He may whine at night, or shake with fright, or wag his tail at enormous height. But without verbs, this is the truth, he's nothing more than a pooch. I am a verb, they say I get around, well that's the truth as far as I found. Verbs tell action and you will see, for me to do nothing is not my personality. Nouns are people, places, things like dancers and Dallas and diamond rings. And then I arrive, and out of the blue, I'll give them something to do. Like, who's that one lady? She's your mom's mom, and she pinches your cheeks all the time and tells you how cute you are. Oh yeah, your grandma can read a book, knit and sew, bake a pie, play the piano, take a trip to Istanbul, or jump in the water like a cannonball. She may jitterbug, or weave a rug, or give you a gigantic hug. Life can be exciting, you see, it all starts with verbs like me. Now, what's that one stuff? It's on top of your head. You have to wash it and comb it all the time. Oh yeah. Your hair can Hair can, I forgot the words. Hair can inside be a flat top. Put it in pigtails or shave it off. Stand on your head and pretend you're a mop. You may cover it with a hat, poof it out or slick it back. Hair is fun, that's no lie, but verbs keep it occupied. I'm a verb, they say I get around, well that's the truth, as far as I found. Verbs tell action and you will see, for me to do nothing is not my personality. Nouns are people, like dancers in Dallas and diamond rings. And then I arrive, and out of the blue, I'll give them something to do. I'll tell you one thing, I'll give them something to do. Here's one to grow on, I'll give them something to do. All right.
Oh man, after the show, go back and watch it again, and you'll see all the comments that happened during your song. And it's so funny. They're all saying how awesome you are and what a treat you are, and you're a very talented singer. You're a very talented guitar player, but everybody seems to be really taken back by your whistling ability. That seems to be the thing that really stuck with him. Wow, he can whistle too.
You know, maybe I should have whistled in the part where I forgot the words. I got
and again, you don't have hair, so that's why you forgot.
You know, there was one time I was singing this song for some kindergartners, and I did that little, you know, so what's the stuff that's on your head and you wash it? And they said hair, and one of the kindergartners said, you know, I know why you like to sing about hair, because you don't have any anymore.
It's a cheap shot, and we both went for it. Sorry. But, you know, when I was a kid, we had Schoolhouse Rock that did this kind of thing. And they were huge. I'm just a bill. Yeah, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Now, I know people are tapping their toes and snapping their fingers. Now they remember it. You know, conjunction, junction, what's your function? Hooking up words and phrases and clauses. So I packed up my adjectives. You know, I mean, we know them all. We remember them all. So what you're doing is great. And again, it's upgrading that, you know, to a new level. And I really think that you've got something there. And again, you can market that. You can seriously market that. Look at how much money those guys made back in the 70s and 80s. I think they ended up selling that to Disney. Disney buys everything.
Oh yeah,
so,
of course.
So what possessed you to do that kind of thing? I mean, was it just your students, or?
You know, well, I've always been a lover of music. You know, just like Cherish, my cousin, she loves music. We're just a really musical family. My dad was a music professor. You know, my first year of college, I was a theater major. Thought I might have a career in musical theater, but just kind of switched gears, you know, at some point in my college career. And so I've always loved music, always loved performing. And, you know, I think what inspired me was I had a professor when I was in college that came one day and began playing some of the songs for us that he played for his students. And I was like, oh my word, like I could do that. That's something I could do. And we had an assignment that we had to do for one of our classes. And I just wrote a quick song to go along with it, and didn't even know how to play the guitar. Taught myself 3 chords. You know, I kind of went Bob Dylan on them. Just brought my three chords into truth, and I just played and loved it. The class cheered, and I was like, you know what? This will always be part of my identity as a teacher. I'm gonna be the singing teacher, whether my students like it or not.
Yeah, everybody's saying we need teachers like Curby. Something that's going to make us have fun and remember what we learned. A noun's a person, place, or thing.
Yes.
Can you do another one for us?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Thank
you. All right, here's one this was always one of my students' favorites, and I'll let you figure out what the name is as I get going. When you see him come and get out of the way, he's here to save the mathematical day. He knows addition, subtraction, division, times, solving those mathematical crimes. He's not looking for money, glory, or fame. Crunching numbers is his game. If you have any numbers getting out of hand, it looks like a job for Number Man. Miss Mary had 26 golden rings. She was entranced by bright and shiny things. Number Man came when he got the call that Mary was trying to wear them all. He said, hold on, sister, here's my strategy. Division will solve this emergency. Wear 3 on each finger and with 2 left over. I guess that's what thumbs are for. Well, Pete was the man who could cut you a deal for a free ride on the Ferris wheel. One day, Pete just had to know, how many people does this hold? Number Man said, well, you've got 2 options. You can count every person or use multiplication. There's 42 seats that hold a pair. That's 84 people spinning in the air. When it seemed like Number Man's day was through, he met a word problem from Kalamazoo. He said, you think you're pretty smart, spouting off number facts by heart. Tell me, do you know the difference between addition and subtraction in a number sentence? Number Man said, well, since you asked. And he was singing, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Well, Number Man's secret is no mystery. Math has been used throughout history. But there is hope, don't give up yet. Number Man started where you're at. The next time you have had enough and you think your homework is too tough, don't let numbers get the upper hand. Just remember the story of Number Man. Number Man. Number Man.
People said their son is dancing in the living room watching you now. Their 9-year-old dancing and tapping his toes. Let's get Lars Nagel and Tom Cheshire in here, man. CJ's watching. I saw CJ make a comment earlier. They're 3 of our musician friends who come and watch the show, and they come on the show every now and again, and I know they'll like your stuff. What is your process for writing a song? I got to ask this of every songwriter that comes on.
Yeah. You know, for me, I would just get a spark of an idea and just write it down. And, you know, I am a very, well, it varies. Some of the songs, you know, like the Verb song I wrote in probably 30 minutes. It just all kind of came to me at once. Most of them, I'm a really slow songwriter, and so I'll get a word here or there. I'll play around with it. You know, one thing I've learned as a writer is that writing is rewriting. So I spend a lot of time like crafting words and taking something out and putting something back in, and you know, having to like rethink. So that's, you know, that's kind of my process, is just to let them percolate over time, and then eventually I settle on a version of the song that kind of just ends up being the song forever.
There you go. So you just keep working it until you feel it's there.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Have you marketed these songs in any way?
No, I've recorded them a couple of different times. Once in a friend's kind of home studio, once in a professional studio. But I didn't really do anything with them. I just have them as, you know, MP3s.
And again, you've got some videos on YouTube that they can look for.
Yes, and I've got the YouTube videos that I actually recorded those for my niece and nephew in March of 2020 when everybody was stuck at home. I would record a new song every Saturday and send it to them. So it was kind of like, you know, the Wells Fargo wagon coming into town. It's like, what's the new song this week, right?
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? Where do you get it? What do you talk? Where do you get it?
Yeah.
Do you have enough songs to do an album?
I think so. Yeah, I think I could put together like a record with 10 songs. Yeah.
There you go. I was going to say 10 or 12 songs. You could probably market a CD, you know.
Yes.
For kids. that would definitely be something that I think that, I mean, based on what we've seen here, you know, people were really digging what you've done here so far.
Yeah, well,
and you don't just do songs that are just about classroom stuff either. You do stuff that's about school, right?
Yeah, right.
Wasn't there a lunchroom song that you did that I saw that was really funny?
Well, I have a song about Picture Day. That
oh, that's right. Picture Day was one. Yeah.
Yeah, and it involves the lunchroom. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of months since I've seen these.
It's been
actually.
a while, I know. It's okay.
But yeah, can you do that one for us?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Okay, great. Yeah, I really like that one too.
All right, thank you. My hair was combed into a part and filled with styling goo. Mom made me wear corduroys and shiny hard-soled shoes. You can imagine recess, dressed in those clothes. There'd be no soccer or football, but it's just one day, I suppose. It was picture day in our school. And I don't know why parents do this to their kids. I have an image to uphold. Picture day in our school. Picture day in our school. We walked onto the stage and we were handed plastic cones. Then the nurse restyled all our hair with a style all her own. We sat upon the picture man's adjustable chair, and then he put a piece of tape on my unruly strand of hair. My neck was twisted awkwardly and held there for a while. He called me the name of a movie star, just trying to make me smile. But I didn't. It was picture day in our school. And I don't know why parents do this to their kids. I have an image to uphold. Picture day in our school. Picture day in our school. I stared across the room at Martha Oscarberry. I don't think she knew my name, because she was very popular and I was just your average ordinary kid. She never looked my way before, but on picture day she did. It was picture day in our school. And I don't know why parents do this to their kids. I have an image to uphold. Picture day in our school. Picture day in our school. Oh, picture day. Oh, picture day in our school. Oh, picture day in our school.
Nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
So again, it's not just about classes; it's about what goes on in school. You know.
Yes.
So you can connect with the students on different levels.
Oh, yes.
Give us an idea of some of the other songs that you've got that you do.
Oh gosh, I've got one. I had an overnight trip I took with a bunch of my students, and so I wrote a song about the top bunk. Everybody wanting the top bunk in the cabins. I've got a song.
We may get you to do more songs than you had planned for.
Yes,
our
yeah,
second
exactly.
guest has not shown up.
Oh no,
And it's probably because he's stuck at the bookstore doing something that won't allow him to come into the show. So again,
Oh,
you might
gosh.
you might get the whole show.
Yeah, that's fine
It's
with
possible.
me. I got a song about kids getting in trouble in class and not thinking that they did anything that should have gotten them in trouble. I've got a song. Let's see what else.
Ooh, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, the preposition cowboy. That's one of my ones I don't play very much, but I love that one. So I've got quite a few that I used to play for the students. Normally, I'd let them request what they wanted to hear, and because just to make it fun. So
There's an interesting question. Which one is probably your most requested from the students?
oh, definitely Picture Day.
Okay.
And I think it depends. Like when I taught younger students, it was the number man was their favorite because they all like to get up and dance and play air guitar. Now I would say, because I teach college students, and I always sing for my college students on the last day of class, and their favorite is Picture Day. So yeah,
Understood. It's a great song. It's a really good song.
well, thank you.
Again, I would love to hear some of the one about the kids getting in trouble, but they don't think they should have gotten in trouble. That sounds that sounds like me.
Yes.
It's good. Wait a minute, I was
Maybe
talking a little
on that
loud.
rep.
I shouldn't get a SWAT. Well, what?
Exactly.
I don't know if you probably realize this, but I was a class clown. There was no probably about it. I was a class clown when I was a kid. So
I can see that. Class clowns go on to have their own comedy shows.
there you go. So
Very good.
I can connect with
so,
this, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here, I don't know that this one even has a name. I've always called it just That Wasn't Me.
That sounds like a good title.
Yeah. That wasn't me. I wasn't talking. But I heard it too, so it must have been someone else. In fact, I think it was that kid sitting over there. He was throwing paper and standing in his chair. That wasn't me. I wasn't talking. But I know even teachers make mistakes. Oh, compromise. Reanalyze the situation. I just forgot the rules for a minute. I wasn't in trouble, but now I'm in it. Please don't tell my mother. She'll make me wait until my father gets home. That wasn't me. I wasn't running. I am just one of those kids who walks fast. In fact, there is a reason for doing what I done. I am a free spirit. I was born to run. Oops, I mean walk fast. Oh, what's it matter? I'll just take my place at the back of the line. Oh, compromise. Reanalyze the situation. I just forgot the rules for a minute. I wasn't in trouble, but now I'm in it. Please don't tell my mother. We've had this discussion 1,000 times before. That wasn't me. I did my homework. Or I know it's not here, but that's beyond the point. In fact, I did some extra research by myself. I left it in the library, sitting on the shelf. I know it's a shame. It's gone forever. But I like your idea. I'll do it at recess. Oh, compromise. Reanalyze the situation. I just forgot the rules for a minute. I wasn't in trouble, but now I'm in it. Please don't tell my mother. She really doesn't respond that well to stress. Oh, compromise. Reanalyze the situation. I just forgot the rules for a minute. I wasn't in trouble, but now I'm in it. Please don't tell my mother. She really doesn't respond that well to stress.
Okay, I think that's my favorite one. Yes. I haven't
all.
heard that one before. And again, the lyrics are brilliant. Okay, if you don't hear it anywhere else, you heard it here first. I think you should write a play about about high school kids, and put your songs in there, make it a musical. I really, I really think you should do that.
That is something I've thought about, and so I'm glad to hear that from you.
Well, there you go. See,
yeah.
So wonderful. And I was going to ask you, where do you and your music go from here? Well, there we go. I mean, maybe you should, cut that CD or write that play, and try to sell it to Samuel French, and write the music for it. And again, your lyrics are really, really good.
Well, thank you. I would love to see them do something. I'd love for either to do some sort of play or musical, whether it's a one-person show or a small cast. I'd love to do something like that. If somebody was interested in them, and was able to do something more with them on a bigger stage, I might consider, I would do something, hand them off to somebody else. I don't even know how all that works, right? Because I'm not in the business. But all I know is that I wrote them.
But you should be.
I should.
Your talent should be in the business. That's what I'm saying. It's a crime that you're not out there where people can see your stuff. Yeah. I mean, you've got YouTube videos, but again, you're in there amongst millions and millions of videos. I'm in the same boat. I got all kinds of videos out there. Again, I'm getting 60 hits. I was like, this is good stuff.
Right. Yes.
So so we want to help you do that. I have gotten the message that we have a video that I want to play of one of our regulars here. And then we'll come back and talk about your music in a minute. But let's go ahead and have Renee run that video sent to us.
Good evening, everybody. This is Judge Hiram Stern. I have just been informed that I will no longer be on One Hit Wonderful. Evidently, it was not a good fit. And it is John Phipps' show. He had every right to boot my crotchety ass out. But as a result, I am now unemployed. So I'm looking for a home. If anybody knows where I might be, shall we say, appropriate, then please contact me through Rory Penland. And it's casual. They're allowing me to do this video. Again, Hiram Stern, now unemployed. So there it is.
Okay. Judge Stern from previously from One Hit Wonderful, one of our shows. Evidently not a good fit. They decided to let him go. He does critiques of shows. He's a judge. He's a retired judge. And he's looking for a new home. So if anybody's got a show out there that they're getting ready to put on Tardon Media and they would like to have the judge critique the show at the end, he's asking for work. Because he likes to do that kind of thing. So he's unemployed. So what is the general reaction? I mean, when you've tried to take this to people, the reaction's been positive, I'm sure, right?
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. I've normally the reaction is kind of like what you've said. People are like, "Why have you been sitting on these all these years?" And I'm just like, "Well, I wrote them for my students. I still play them for kids, for my students, and for my own kids and their friends." Mm-hmm. And so I've never had anybody hear them and say, these are cute, but they're not going to go anywhere. Normally, people are like, you should do something with these, and I guess I've just been caught up in family and career, and have never really taken the big next step.
Right. It's tough. It's tough to find people to help you market this kind of thing. It's I mean, myself, I do all kinds of entertainment, but I don't have an agent, to push me and to to get work for me. So again, this past couple of years, I've just been doing stuff on the internet, on social media. Yeah. I used to do comedy. And again, I used to do another TV show called It's Casual, and now I'm back on Tardon Media doing It's Casual. But yeah, I mean, it's just like, wow, how do I get out there to the masses? You know, how do I get everything that I do out there? Because right now I just feel like a nobody somebody.
Yeah.
That's what I call them. Somebody who's really talented. They have a lot to share. They're really talented, but they can't just make that leap to the big time.
Yeah.
So again, when you were talking about 2020, you were doing a lot of entertaining to people in 2020. I did several concerts on Facebook. I did a lot of. I started painting again. I started painting after 35 years of not painting, and I picked up the oils and started painting again. I wrote 2 books, or actually, the books I had kind of written before the pandemic, but I picked them up again, polished them, and got them to my friend Lee, who's not here right now.
We're still waiting on him.
He still hasn't come in.
Lee is here. He's not in front of the screen right now, but I see the bookstore. I think he might have stepped up for a minute, but he's technically here. When I see him, I'll let you know.
I want you to put his feed on the show. So when he does come in, we'll see him. There he is.
Hey.
Hey.
He just walked on the screen.
We've been waiting for you, man.
Are you serious?
This is Curby Alexander.
Hi, Curby Alexander.
He's been singing. Yeah, we've been going for 40 minutes, but so he's been singing, covering your slot.
Oh, really? Thank you for doing that. I wasn't supposed to be at the bookshop tonight, but COVID's hit the staff pretty hard, so there literally was nobody else. It was either that or not open the store.
Well, I mean, this guy just rocked the house. I mean, the people are just going nuts over his stuff. So follow that.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
Let me tell you a little bit about Lee. Lee is an old college buddy of mine. We went to junior college together up in North Florida, and he was smart enough to get out of that area, and because I call it the black hole of Florida. I mean, people try to get out there and then they just get sucked right back into it. But we were both transplants there. I came up from South Florida. You came from another place, right?
Yes. No. I was born there. I spent a lot of time in Lake City, but I was born in Gainesville, so I was,
Okay, so you were a North Florida boy. I thought you had transplanted from somewhere else because you were so different from everybody else there.
Because I read. Because I read books.
You're all about the books, that's for sure.
I'm all about the books.
And we see the books behind you.
Hey, speaking of books behind me, I wanted to show you something. Hold on, I found a book on our bookshelf today. You might be interested in. Hold on.
Oh no.
You ever heard of this book?
Hey, it's in your bookstore. Isn't that nice?
Oh, look at
that. That's my book, Bachelor's Guide to Post-Apocalyptic Success. I'm working on the sequel to that right now. Post-apocalyptic dating.
I hope so. I'm reading for it.
So, you were always very creative, though, in school. You were always doing art, which I thought was really cool. You were always writing stories, short stories, and things. Do you have a sample of your writing?
No, but I can make noises with my armpit.
Okay, well then we'll just skip that part because
Yeah.
Now before I had a conversation with Lee earlier this afternoon. He said, "Can I cuss on the show?" And I said, "Yeah, that's not a problem." And he said, "Can I show my penis on the show?" And I said, "No, I think we're gonna draw the line somewhere."
I have no idea what you're talking about. Why in the world?
Thank you, Mr. Harvey Keitel. But you can't show your penis in the movie. I really want to show my penis.
Yeah, I do have a sample. I got my collection of short stories. It's called Dark Lords of the Trailer Park.
Yep.
Very inspired by Lake City. And I got this short piece in here. It's called Gorgeous Grady. It's kind of the impassioned monologue of a professional wrestler.
Okay.
So I will read that, and that'll maybe close the show.
Well, I do have some other things I would like to do. Let's hold on to that for just a second.
Well, no. I just didn't know. It's not going to be 15 minutes long, but I just thought, well, you end at 8, no?
Yes. Roughly.
Oh, okay, right.
Roughly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read my piece.
Okay.
So Gorgeous Grady.
All right.
Gorgeous Grady.
This is your part of the show. Yes.
Yeah. I would like to take this moment to thank my many, many fans throughout this great country, especially those of you who sent cards and letters. They helped bring me back, all of them.
I mean this. I thoroughly owe the miracle of my rehabilitation to your good graces. As you may already know, Dwayne Dangerous, my next opponent, is a rematch with a man of no respect, none whatsoever, and no honor. When this animal severely shredded my articular cartilage, it delivered a most deleterious disposition on my entire family, unspeakable. Does a man such as him even comprehend what difficult times are? Imagine yours truly, a warrior of great prowess, having to convalesce when I have 5 kids, when their very lives depend on my ability to provide them sustenance, and I cannot. Imagine being chained to 3 ex-wives who loathe the very fact that I continue to draw breath. Dwayne Dangerous, you were nearly successful in your attempts to humiliate me. Me, Gorgeous Grady, the greatest living professional wrestler of our time. Fortunately for my enthusiast in me, the glory of my dominance is far from extinguished. Now I can admit I'm not the wrestler I once was. My stomach has become somewhat spherical. My gluteus maximus could smother out the precious sunlight, but my friends, please know, I remain superior in my grappling and choking skills. My dominance is so complete that I hereby offer my opponent the opportunity to surrender. Hand that championship belt right back over to me without a struggle. Everyone already knows I am heavily favored to regain my title. I am beloved by everyone from progenies to elderlies. My vocation is conquering. Dear people, the world's heavyweight title will not only belong to me, but to each of us. I'm reaching out to you, whoever is hearing this. I want you to know my hand is touching your hand. My heart goes with your heart. We are one, us, a gathering of the largest body of agreeing people in this nation, in this universe, in the lemniscate of infinity's ever-twisting figure 8. I am reaching out to you right now because of the love that was once given to me by you. I now give it back, my soul to yours. I shall never lose again.
Very nice.
Thank you.
I would like to do a rereading of that sometime.
But read it like this. I love
I
you
know. In
people.
fact, I thought you
that
probably
thing
would read
back.
it much
I want
better
my
because you could
title
really
back.
get into it. You got the costume, the mask, and everything.
Well, actually, we have a regular who comes on the show, the Purple Terror from Mexico. And he
Really?
does, what is his signature move? Renee, what is his signature move? Is it the butt bite?
I think it's the butt bite.
Yeah, he does the butt bite.
For real?
And the hamstring. There's something that he does with the hamstrings, too. But
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
yeah, he's one of
Oh.
our regulars. He sends videos all the time, but,
I thought I'd seen all the shows, but I guess I missed that one.
he's
a regular?
been on a couple of times.
Okay.
Yeah. So
He's a real professional wrestler.
I don't think he's doing too well since he came over from Mexico. I don't think anybody's taking him seriously,
Right. Not doing too well, like he keeps losing or he can't get a match.
That I don't know. Again, we haven't heard from him in a while. We need to hear. I think we need to hear from him. We'll have to reach out to him and his manager.
Uh-huh.
His manager was very interesting.
What's he called again? The Purple what?
The Purple Terror
The Purple Terror. Okay.
from Mexico. He's
I
one
wonder
of
why
the
he's
Mexican
purple.
wrestlers like Santo. He wears the mask, the purple mask, and everything.
Yeah. I wonder why he's purple.
So maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's the color. Maybe you should have chosen something a little less, flamboyant.
Black Terror
know.
might be better. I don't know.
So tell us
Black
about
Terror
Palm
might be
Circle
better.
Press.
Okay, well, Palm Circle Press is just a small indie press that I started 2020. I was, I've always been fascinated by books ever since I was little. My dad was a voracious reader, and I would, and I'd see him reading and know that he was somewhere else. And I would always wondering, like, well, where is he? And just from that, I became fascinated with books.
Yeah.
So it's just always been something I've wanted to do. Is start my own. Palm Circle is actually the name of the street that I grew up on in Lake City.
Oh, okay.
FYI, I don't know if you'd heard of it or if you knew that area around.
I know I went to that house because we made Bunraku puppets for the Wizard of Oz once it was there at your garage.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
we
What was that,
painted
80,
them fluorescent
88?
colors. Oh, yeah,
86?
that was 88, 86 maybe.
Jeez.
Maybe even 84. By the way, speaking of that, we have a special video that I want to share of you and I
really?
together. Of you
What's
and I
that?
together in the junior college days.
Are you serious? Oh, I already know what it is. Oh my god!
Just the beginning and the
You
end.
have this.
Uh-oh.
That's it. My throat.
Have you ever felt like that? I know I have, but not anymore. That's because I'm an STP. That stands for Student Totally Prepared. That's right. I said totally prepared. And you can be one too. This won't take much of your time. All you have to do is watch this videotape. Look at this poor guy. He's a real mess, isn't he? Well, you don't have to suffer like that. You can be a student totally prepared. Well, did you get all that?
Yes, I did. I got all the help I needed.
Well, good. That means that you know
That's
that you're...
right. I'm supposed to see Graham Anthony, Director of Counseling and Testing. Then I'm supposed to see Ed Hunter, the Director of Student Activities. And then I'm supposed to see Charlotte Austin, the Director of Financial Aid, and find out how to pay for everything with free money.
Well, I guess this means
That's
that you're...
right. I'm a student totally prepared.
So I thought you might like that. It was the beginning and the end, real quick.
How I didn't get an Oscar for that performance is got to be one of the greatest injustices.
Man, you had the hair back then. You just had
Right?
the hair, buddy.
What happened? What happened? I don't,
So
that was one heavy head of hair I had.
you had a serious nice mop. You did.
You got to
It's
send
very
that to
nice.
me. You got to send that. My wife will,
I got the whole thing.
Yeah?
I got the whole thing. Yeah. I
The
can send it
outtakes
to you.
too?
What's that?
The outtakes?
Oh, I don't know if I have the outtakes, which were awesome, but I
No,
think
they
I just
were
got the
just
video.
numerous because I couldn't remember my lines. All 7 of them.
But yeah, it's like a 15-minute video called "The Student Totally Prepared" that we did for our junior college to show kids what to do when they came into the campus. And we did the
after
whole
that
Tom
video-
Cruise risky business thing.
Yeah.
So you lived in New York City for a while.
I did.
What brought you to the Big Apple?
Oh, what brought me to the Big Apple? Oh,
Yeah.
So I had 3 friends that were moving to New York, and there was a 4th one, and one of their roommates dropped out, and they asked me if I wanted to join. And I was living in Miami at the time, a little burned out on Florida, and so I went. And from the first day that I was there, I was like, now I understand why I never felt like I belonged where I was, because I belong here.
Yeah.
Because it's just the best city in the world. I really
it was
really
just
love
more,
it. And I
more
miss it a lot.
suited to you. Excuse me. Whoa. I can't believe I just did that
What did you do?
on my
What'd
own
you do?
show. I just had a little hiccup burp kind of thing happen just now.
Huh?
So
I'm proud that I was here for it.
your latest book that you published, your own books, is Sarna's Ransom.
That's
Book
right.
of Gin #1. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I don't know. I've always wanted to write a fantasy series. I was a big fan of Lord of the Rings and Dune and the Chronicles of Thomas Covenant, the Unbeliever, and it's just something I wanted to try my hand at. It's been a lot of fun. I kind of have the characters speak in a little bit more modern vernacular. There's a tendency sometimes when you have a fantasy novel to have, characters speak like they're from Shakespeare, which I think is unnecessary. Kind of updated the language, and it's not selling as well as this damn thing. This is the horror novel I wrote.
Yes.
I actually just passed 2,000 sales.
What happened at Sisters Creek?
What happened at Sisters Creek?
Yeah.
People apparently love horror.
Yes.
Because I just happened to write this, and I'm selling like a copy, almost 1 copy every day.
Yeah.
So if
Well,
you
there
ever
you go.
really want to make money writing books, write a horror book.
Yeah. I grew up
Sarna,
reading Anne Rice and Stephen King, so yeah, I know, I get it.
And Sarna, I worked my tail off on this book, and yeah, it's selling okay, but nothing like this one.
Yeah.
You see the title?
And Dark Lords of the Trailer Park was short stories, right? It was all
Dark Lords of the Trailer
anthology
Park is short stories.
Yeah.
I can read another short one if you want.
We've got about 6 minutes. Sure.
Oh, this
if you
clock is wrong. No wonder. That's why I thought I was okay. This clock says like 8:11. I guess that's wrong.
That is wrong.
Oh, that's why I was thinking that I was wrapping up the show. Great.
We started 55 minutes ago, so we've got a clock up on the left-hand side that I'm watching.
Okay.
It says 55 minutes. So
All right, this is short. This is like a 1 page long. Do we have time?
yeah,
Okay.
most
One
definitely.
second.
We
Thank
can
God
go
for
long.
table of contents. Okay, I found it. It's called Billy from Mars.
Like the title.
On this very day, 16 years ago, I came with my family to this planet. Since then, the mortality rate has not been good. Father died in a car accident during our first year, just couldn't learn to navigate a vehicle with wheels. Mother passed a year later. Cancer, it's called. I miss them both terribly. I miss everyone from back home. Sister dances at Lipsticks now. She swears she only dances there, but I know better. Not thrilled about it, but I mind my business. Meanwhile, I work at the sawmill pulling green chain on Route 9. It's normally a job for newbies, but I stay on it. The gravity of this planet sucks, so I need the exercise. On the rare occasion my sister takes a night off, we meet for beers at Shucky's, the dive spot with a taxidermy shark above the entrance. We meet there to speak the language of our home planet because we need the practice, because we feel obligated. Such a hard language to explain, too, being so comparatively abstract and all. It's a nonverbal language found only in those most hushed moments around you, like the lazy ovals of a slowly swaying ceiling fan, or the clink from a jukebox as it gulps your quarter and plays that song you know but can't name, or in the night sky when it's so full of stars, so bright and beautiful, you'll even forget, if only for a moment, the true sadness of space. That's it. Very short.
Wow. Very nice. Very nice. Now, Curby here says that he has a book that he's looking to publish.
Okay, cool.
If someone like him were to come to you at Palm Circle Press, what kind of services would you provide for them when they bring you their book, their baby, to publish?
Well, everything that a normal publishing company would do. Format it. We put a cover on it. We write copy for it. We put it available on websites. And the only thing I don't do, because of very small independent publishers, I don't have the ability to give an advance.
Mm-hmm.
But I would give 15% for every sale, which is standard in the publishing industry.
Yeah.
So, and if you're interested, this bookstore.
You've also set up, for me anyway, you've also set up interviews. You've checked numbers on the books that you've put out there on Amazon for me. And yeah, I mean, you've done a lot for my two little books. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, and we do like some social media posts and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kirby, I'd be more than happy to look at it. Rory's got all my contact information, so yeah, I'd be happy to.
Oh, thank you so much.
What other titles should we look for as far as Palm Circle Press?
Well, there's also this one, which you've made an appearance in. There's the short story anthology, which I'm very proud of.
Maybe we should do a show where we have people read from that.
Good. Yeah. There's
I think I might plan that a couple months down the line. We'll have you back on. You've got something in there, right? A short story.
I do, yeah.
And Jim and myself. Well, yeah, we saw that.
This thing. And then there's the other book, The Vampire Chronicles, which I think you should talk about a little bit, Or,
well, yeah, I've got the Vampire Regulars, which is about a bunch of people that never should have been turned into vampires.
Vampire Irregulars, right?
Irregulars, yeah.
Irregulars.
And they are very smart, and they banded together and protect themselves from the, quote, pretty vampires.
It's a great book. It's a really, really great book.
So, yeah, I had a lot of fun writing it, and I've got several planned for that, the Tales of the Vampire. So I've got some of Trial of the Werewolf written, which will be a story. There's going to be like a 3-part book with 3 different stories. That book is kind of different vignettes that strap together for a book.
It works.
Yeah. Vampires of China is another one that I'm working on. So yeah, those are going to go together in a book, I think, and we'll have that available soon, I hope.
Okay.
But you've got Heather Wild, right?
Oh, some other writers. Yeah. Heather Wild, Colin, I'm blanking on his name. Colin Jost. No, wait. Yeah. Not
Colin Jost is on Saturday Night Live, right?
Saturday Night Live guy, right?
Wow. Wow, you got him?
Yeah, no. No, we're not that big yet. That'd be
That's
great.
Black
right?
Widow's husband.
That's great. He is married to Scarlett
Yeah,
Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson married him. Yeah.
Cool.
Secret ceremony.
Yeah. So
All right,
yeah,
well,
we're building a steady stable of writers.
Very good. Everybody look up Palm Circle Press on the internet and on Instagram and look up Lee Anderson. Also, everybody help Curby Alexander get his stuff out there so people can see it. So fun to have you guys on the show. Thank you so much for coming on, both of you. And I'm glad you finally made it late.
Me on. Yeah.
No, thank you so much.
I was afraid we were going to have two strikes out.
No, yeah, it was weird. Like right when I was just about to come over and sit down and join in, literally 10 people walked in.
10 people walked in to buy stuff. Ah, man.
Yeah, because of course that's how it goes.
Well, we're glad you finally made it on. Renee, where are you? You out there?
I am here. I'm here.
Yeah. So thank you so much, guys. We're going to go ahead and call it a night at 101. Right. Thank you again. Take care. Renee's going to start running the credits. Thank you, Renee, for being here, making it happen.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Right. And look for us on General Howitzer next Thursday, a week from this Thursday.
6 p.m.
Awesome.
6 p.m.
6
next
p.m.
Thursday. We will be live. Bye, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Thank you for having me on.